Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Zombie U. I'm Ricardo Buendias. I'm going to be your DM for Zombie U. This is our second campaign, our shorter mini campaign, and we are getting ready to start our second installment of Zombie U. But before we get started, we have a couple of announcements that we would like to go through. First and foremost, our Ravenloft campaign, our longer running campaign. Is just aired our 28th chapter last week. So if you want to check that out, please do. You can check that out on Twitch or on YouTube. And our 29th chapter will be coming out next week on Monday, November 22nd. So please join us for that. We're very, very excited. We just got to Krez, so we're checking out kind of new city, new town, learning all its secrets. So please join us for that. If you don't want to join us for video, you can always join us through audio, because we also release our show through podcast. All of our episodes are available through Anchor or on Spotify. So if you go on Spotify and look up Ravenloft, a character player campaign, you can find our entire campaign up to this most recent one, our 28th, and then you can follow us along with the 29th and so on and so forth. And also we want to thank everybody who makes these shows even better, all the other creators, Sword Coast Soundscape, Sirenscape, David Kaiser Music, and Michael Gelfi. Thank you so much for allowing creators like us and D&D podcasts and streamers like us to use your music and your sounds. We really appreciate it, and they make our stuff better. Thank you so much to our very own Mark Kapitsky for his art and his graphics that he's lent to the show. We really appreciate his hard work as well. And also big thank you to Hero Forge. Hero Forge, thank you so much for allowing, again, creators like us, yes, to create wonderful characters in your character miniature builder, and then allowing us to use them as character art. We use them for our characters on Zombie U, on Ravenloft, and I've even been using them for some of our monsters and things like that in Zombie U. So thank you so much. So many customizable options and weird things, like our friend Red here's holding an egg, which I love. So much weirdness. We got a wheelchair character. I mean, there's so many awesome things, so many customizable and awesome traits. So please check out Hero Forge's miniature builder for all your miniature needs, because they're fantastic. And if you want to catch Zombie U, our next installment of Zombie U is going to be on Monday, November 29th at 7:15 PT. So please check it out. If you're enjoying this story, you can keep following along with us as we go. Speaking of which, let's get our game started.
Ooh, let's do it.
So, as we left off, we got to see the town of Nakati, Ohio, home of Moore University Tigers. Go Tigers! Who?
MU.
That's right. And we were here on homecoming weekend, one of the biggest weekends in the whole school year. This is the day where the MU Tigers face off against their division and bitter rivals, the University of Somewhere Skyhawks. A bunch of our characters were going about their homecoming weekend, some working and doing their jobs, socializing, some preparing and being social with other groups, some preparing their own plans, as it were, all to take place during the big game. Everybody converged at this game, and things seemed to be going pretty good. The game was a bruiser, and things were going as normal as they can be for a homecoming game, where people were having fun, getting drunk, doing drugs, fun times. However, throughout the game, some of you noticed that people seemed to not be feeling very well. Some people were having strange twitches, or they looked like they maybe had a fever. And right before halftime, one of the Somewhere players came from the sideline and just completely blindsided one of the MU players out of nowhere, which caused a large kind of brawl to ensue. Once the brawl cleared, one of the Somewhere players was seen tearing into an MU player, tearing out his neck with his teeth. And at this time, many people in the crowd started to twitch and collapse to the ground, about half of the people that were there, until they were convulsing, until they were completely still. And then they rose up and started attacking the others of the crowd. quick thinking, our young students, our freshmen, were able to get onto the field, take out some of these people who were attacking them, make it into the locker room, but not before our friend Olga noticed a strange worm-like creature, insect-like creature, crawl out of one of these people's mouths. They were able to safely get into the locker room. They geared up, and then our friend Red remembered that his family is on campus. His mother and his little brother are on campus. And our friend Summer realized her family was at the game. And as they prepared to exit the stadium, peeking out the doorway to see absolute chaos and devastation, that is where we left off. You guys are at this door, you're peeking out, and you're seeing people running in all directions, some of them in that weird jerky kind of manner, getting tackled and taken to the ground, getting raked at and slammed and torn apart. You hear cars honking their horns and slamming into each other as people are trying to frantically get out of this parking lot. It is just absolute madness outside.
Yeah, Red closes the door that was slightly open. He goes, well, there's a lot of there's a lot of patients out there who seem to be going through something right now. So, is there a way to get a vantage point, maybe?
If we can get to the roof, we can maybe get a bird's eye view. I know that Sammy, you said your parents were up there as well, so maybe we could check on them as well. And
They are.
my pops might actually be across the street at the gymnasium. I'm not sure. I didn't see him at the game, so I think the best thing to do is to somehow get up there. Now the problem is I'm not going to be able to get up the stairs, so I do recommend the rest of you guys go up that way. I'm going to take McCoy and take the elevator.
Yeah.
I don't think you should go alone.
I'll go.
Okay.
All right then, Sammy, let's go.
Wait, Dom.
Yeah, what's
He
up?
walks up to Dom and he puts his fist out. Be safe. I'll see you up there.
You too, soldier.
Good boy, McCoy. Good boy.
I walk up to Sammy and I say, be careful.
Sorry, what?
Don't make this harder. Be careful.
You too. Oh my god, cute.
Okay, bye.
Right.
I walk as fast as I can away.
Okay. Yes. Heartfelt goodbyes. But you have to. Ronnie.
Stairs.
Okay.
Thanks.
And then I will lead the way to stairs, and I'll turn and be like, shh, let's be sneaky.
Yeah, sneaky, but 2 stairs at a time. 2 stairs. 2 stairs.
So Dom and Sammy, you guys are going to the elevator, and Red, Olga, and Harley, you guys are taking the stairs, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dom and Sammy, you guys kind of head down the hallway, kind of the opposite direction where your other friends are going. And you guys do find a like a service elevator, kind of that looks like maybe it was like for like janitorial custodial staff, or maybe like concessions and things like that. You guys kind of find it down in the basement.
Go ahead, press the button.
Bing, it lights up, and you hear the whir of the elevator engine as the elevator starts to descend.
Go ahead.
We could totally be bringing them down upon us right now. We don't know. That's great.
Yeah, you're making a good point. As I kind of reach in, I grab my gun. I look at her and I see that she's holding her baton. And I see her holding her baton, and I reach into the other side because I'm wearing one of those not like a bulletproof vest, but like an army vest that has like the straps for things. So along with my helmet, of course. And so I take out from the other side my buck knife and I say, "Do you know how to use one of these?"
I'll take it and like brandish it perfectly.
Mm-hmm. She's got skills.
Very nice.
Oh.
And then I will wait in silence for the other.
Yeah, same. I'm sitting at silence, waiting for the door to open.
You guys kind of sit there for a tense moment.
Well,
little bit-
I put down the gun and I start looking inside my backpack. I go, Sammy,
Nope.
I meant to give this to you at a homecoming after the homecoming game, and my abuelita always told me to be very respectful and chivalrous to women and to treat them right and to. Well, I was just wondering if you take this and maybe go on a date with me and go steady, and he takes out a chain with 2 roses made of gold and black to be our school colors. And he says, and when you twist the roses, I turn it and it starts playing Our Song by Taylor Swift, but like a classical jingle. And I close it. I go, I mean, even if you don't want to go out with me, I understand, but I want you to have this. I made it for you.
Take it.
I take it.
Yeah.
He lowers this chain into your hand and it kind of sits there, and it is like this kind of like it's like braided kind of chain that kind of is like nice and gold. It kind of comes down into these 2 roses that kind of intertwine, one black and one gold, kind of intertwine at the base, kind of clasp together. And as you kind of like twist the roses and they come apart, there's like a little electronic mechanism inside, and as you do, it opens, and almost like an old music box, you hear the tune ding 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 ding. It's like being plucked by like a tiny harp almost.
That's pretty cool.
And it's made very, very well.
Thank you. I go. I made it to be beautiful, like you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know this ain't the best situation or circumstances, but pending.
We could totally like die today. You do realize that we could like die in 2 seconds when this elevator opens. You realize that, right?
I'd like to live my life with no regrets and keep an open mind for the best thing possible.
Oh, that's great. That sounds totally, that sounds great. Start putting on the necklace.
And as
He
you
looks
do,
relieved. He's very relieved, and he looks to McCoy, who's very proud, very proud.
Yeah, he looks at you. He nods, kind of approving. He's like, yeah.
He nods.
He's kind of looking at you as like just very much like his eyebrows kind of like raised, like.
He's like, today you're a good boy.
You're a good boy. And as you guys are sitting there, you hear the elevator kind of slow, and you hear, bing, and the doors open. You guys prepare.
Yeah. One hand on my knee, the other hand on my gun.
And the doors open, and you don't see anybody inside. You do see a dumpster cart, like one of those push large dumpster carts that has a couple of like looks like garbage bags in it. Maybe somebody had run out of this elevator in a rush, but doesn't seem like there's anybody inside.
All right. Maybe we
I
should.
go in.
Oh, okay. and Dom just like goes, all right, and he kind of rolls behind, but has his gun pointed to all of the doors that are on the sides.
And you guys kind of get in, and the doors close.
I look for the highest floor.
The top button on there that you see is one that says BT next to it, and you would know as someone who's been up on that floor before that stands for the box terrace.
Great. So we're gonna go up to my parents' level.
All right. Yeah, and we'll make sure they're safe, and maybe we'll be able to regroup there. This is good.
Yeah.
Okay. The elevator starts to lift, and we're going to cut over to our stairs group as Olga is kind of leading you guys to this like back staircase kind of that looks like she opens up the door, and you guys can see these like stone steps that kind of spiral and crisscross upwards about like 3 or 4 floors up.
Okay. All right, we're almost there.
Shh. Sneaky.
Everybody go ahead and roll me stealth checks.
Oh, okay. Ho. I got an 18.
Very nice.
14.
14.
And that one.
A natural
Oh.
1. Okay.
Talking whole time, trying to be quiet.
Olga, you are kind of like leading everybody up, as you know this stairway really well. You guys kind of come up from like the basement kind of locker room area, which is like 1 level up. You guys take up 2 flights and you get to the ground floor. And this stairway is stone, and it's kind of got these metal railings, and the doors that lead out kind of onto like the actual like into the stadium area, into the public area, are these like, you know, metal windowless doors. Olga kind of passes up the ground floor. Harley's kind of right behind her. Red, you pass by the ground floor, and as you do, there's a big slam onto the door, just a poof, a slam, and you kind of let out a like reflexively. And as you do, you hear just a bunch of kind of thudding on this door.
Don't look at me like that. That I wasn't expect. We should just keep going, okay? I don't trust that door.
Let's see. We played game earlier. We pretend zombie trying to kill all of us before. I had 2 ladies with me. We tried to be stealthy. They were much better than you, and one of them died. And one died.
Oh, no.
I appreciate the motivation that you're trying to give me.
You are bad at living.
I will better for you, Olga, but we have to get upstairs.
Oh my god.
I'm trying. Keep going quietly.
We can be stealthy. We can be stealthy without dying. And you
I do not know if we can be stealthy, but I can be stealthy.
Ow!
This is the I need my pen.
Please stop talking. You're not good at it.
I'm freaking out. I'm sorry. I'm freaking out. He's walking up the stairs freaking out.
You guys,
No, be stealthy. We have to be stealthy. We have to be stealthy.
Oh, I'm about to hit him in the head with a broomstick.
you don't want Olga to hit you in the head with a broomstick.
I don't. They actually kill me.
Yep. You guys
Yeah. So we make
head past this
checking that
door. You guys head past the door. You go up a second set, third set, and you guys reach the top at the 4th floor. You come up to this door where the stairs end. This metal door, just like every other, with a little plaque next to it that says BT.
BT. What's BT?
BT. You take English class. What is BT code for?
You work here.
I work. Yes, thank you for noticing. I work here. I'm very good at my warriorness. Look all my supply. And
Yeah, you're so great. You're so good.
I'm gonna walk.
You
up
work
to the
here,
door.
so you should know what this building is.
This is
right?
my first time in this building, this big building. I'm very excited for first day here.
Well, congratulations. I'm gonna put my ear to the door,
Mhm.
and see if I can hear anything on the other side.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
Oh, perception. That's a 19.
A 19. You listen and you kind of have that like weird kind of reverberating hollowness that like almost like a seashell has
Mhm.
as you put your ear to this metal door and you listen for a moment or two.
I'm gonna knock on it.
Ding, ding, ding. You don't hear any movement. You don't hear any screaming like you did on like the lower floors where you could hear people shouting and cries of pain and fear. You don't hear any of that up here. You don't hear much movement.
I'm gonna open the door and see if I can just open it ever so slightly to peek
But
inside.
wait, hold on.
I'm still doing
You
it.
sure? I'm preparing behind him. I have my spear and her microphone.
I hear you, but I have to concentrate. Do I see any human beings that are afflicted with food poisoning?
You crack the door just a little bit, and you look out, and what you see kind of through this crack, you see about a 30-foot long balcony like catwalk that is lined with like 4 kind of wooden doors. You look and you don't see any movement, but on the ground you do see a collection of 2, maybe 3 half-eaten corpses.
Okay, I'm gonna slowly open the rest of it and say shh, and look to Olga. Stealthy. And then I'm gonna slowly make my way in, listening for any kind of barking or any kind of walking that doesn't seem like shuffling. I'm listening for Dom. I'm listening more for McCoy more than anyone, but the rest as well.
What you do hear as you kind of start to like tiptoe your way, you hear a ding as from the other side you see a little elevator door open up.
I bring my pole out.
Sammy and Dom, your elevator reaches the box terrace floor.
Well, this could be it. So here we go.
You guys peek out and you see a very similar 30-foot by 10-foot catwalk with these 4 doors, 2 of which are open, and 3 corpses kind of lining this area.
I'm aiming at the corpses. If they're not moving though, I'm gonna go ahead and slowly roll up with McCoy on my side, just in front of me, and have him sniff them as we get close with my gun to each head of the body as we check it out.
Okay. You and Red, you do see kind of Sammy and Dom come off of this elevator kind of onto the catwalk with you guys.
McCoy! Guys, it's McCoy. Oh, and Dom. Oh.
I would like to say that both McCoy and myself are more poised than I am and did not laugh or look, and they're just doing what they're supposed to do.
I whispered
over and goes.
Oh, yeah.
I whispered to Red. I whispered to Red, "Hey, Red, I'm sorry to say this to you, but maybe you should check those bodies and make sure they're not your family."
My family wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be here. He's gonna start thinking that they're here. So yeah, he's gonna. I have to collect myself, and he's gonna walk over to one of the bodies and kind of like flip it.
Okay.
I was gonna help you, and he's gonna kind of hold it up by its hair and be like, "Is this him?"
Is the body breathing? Does it have like a?
Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Yeah, before. Thank you. Yes, I'm going to use my encapsulate, which gives me advantage with medicine because I have a knowledge of.
Dom, you can make a medicine check too as you were observing these bodies as well.
Ooh, with that is a dirty. Well, it's a 19. It's still dirty 19, but
Dirty 16.
Dirty 16. Oh, guys, these numbers are so dirty. They're so dirty. They're dirty boys. Oh God. Sorry. Anyway, Red, you kind of bend down and Dom, you are kind of inspecting the body, these bodies, and they're not breathing. They are like, you look and their like necks are kind of like chewed up and kind of like open. There's large gashes kind of in their eyes and kind of in their chest and their abdomens. Like their bodies are like barely even held together at this point as they've been completely kind of ripped apart.
The clothing isn't what my brother and my mom are wearing, right?
No, very clearly they're complete, even different skin tones and heights. definitely not your.
Yeah, so he's gonna. Okay. They're not in here. They're in some entering hall. Sammy, where?
Sammy is
Where-
frantically searching through each of the boxes. looking
Exactly. Yeah. Where are your parents?
Sammy,
If
you
you're
go.
searching.
You go into the first one, and you open it up, and it's empty. But like this first box that's kind of on your right is like glass. Like you see like champagne glasses and like wine glasses and like bottles and some food carts that are just kind of all tipped over and like food kind of spread all about and kind of spilled everywhere. But there's no one currently in this room. You go to the next door, which is slightly ajar.
Sammy, you have to slow down before you open doors. This is like the game, but everyone's high on something.
Do you listen to Red or you push the door open?
Was this one of the ones that was already open?
Yeah, it's like slightly ajar. Yeah.
I will take half a second.
Okay.
Look.
Okay. Make a perception check.
16.
16. You look kind of like through like this slight opening. And at first you're like, it doesn't sound like, at first you don't see anything. You're like, okay, maybe the room's clear. And then you hear this like kind of like huffing and like heavy breathing of like, and you hear like this like gurgling liquidy sound. And as you kind of change your angle, you see 2 or 3 figures kind of hunched over on the ground over the top of another body. And you see them just kind of reaching in and just pulling chunks and pieces off of this person and just kind of eating it with their hands, kind of as this person's on the ground.
I will throw up the stop signal that I've seen Dom use before.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you telling me to stop?
Shut the fuck up.
And then, do they look like my family? Do they look like my parents?
From the back, from what you can see, so you kind of are like seeing like these like hunched over figures. So you're kind of just seeing like their like top of their like shoulders as their heads are kind of hunched over. From what you see, it does not look like it doesn't look like what you're saying anything your dad would wear, and it definitely does not look like your mom's long blonde hair.
Great.
From what you can see, or at least from the figure you see, but you don't see what they're currently consuming.
Okay. I'm gonna ignore what they're consuming and just go, it's not them that are the zombies. And I'm gonna act out to the rest of the group. Eating! No.
Don't eat.
Move on.
Don't eat rabbits.
I think she's saying.
Sammy, what are you saying?
I'm gonna go
Somebody-
right by Mr. Potato Man and I'm gonna be like,
I am looking for like some sort of ladder or
Mhm.
something to climb up to the roof.
Mhm. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
That's in that one.
Not one.
Ooh.
You're looking around. You're kind of standing at the doorway as kind of everybody kind of like moved in, and you kind of stayed at the stairwell at the entrance. And you look around, and you kind of looking across the way. You're thinking maybe it'll be all on the other side or by the elevator. You don't see a ladder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dom's gonna look at Red and realize that he's looking for his parents. And he's
Yeah,
gonna
that
be,
is-
these ain't them.
No, they're definitely over at Summerton Hall. My brother's smart. My mom's a survivor. We just have to get there. We just have to
oh,
get
she's
there.
as stealthy as you.
Listen,
We're
we'll
gonna
worry
get
about
there,
stealth when we
but-
get there. If we get there.
We're gonna get there, but
Yeah.
the commie has a good point. Remember I told you about those covert missions I used to do?
Yeah. Some of them I really wish you didn't tell me. But yeah.
Right now, you gotta be covert. You gotta be quiet. You gotta be a super spy, Red.
Super spy.
Super spy. Super spy.
Super spies look for
I-
ways out. I have to find a way out. And I'm gonna start looking for like a window to climb out of to see if I can get to the ceiling or the roof or.
Mhm.
I'm
climb
also
up.
gonna ask Sammy really quickly, like, and just kind of like look and point, like, these aren't them, right? No. When she shakes her head, no, I push the bodies off of the ledge.
Oh, off the ledge. Okay, you
Yeah, I push the bodies off.
like as they like you like lift them up and like start to throw them over. They like pieces of them are like barely dangling on. So like as like you throw them over, like the torso and like the lower body like snap, and you have to then like throw the other half
Ugh,
over second. And you
fucking
hear
nasty.
a sickening thud and splat sound as like it hits the like level beneath you guys, and then you hear after the splat you hear a few as like it sounds like it's created some kind of frenzy down on the floor below you guys.
Well,
I think they'll be busy eating that.
what was I rolling for? Also, what was that sound?
Go ahead and make that perception check, Arad, for the
Perception.
yeah.
Okay, plus my keen mind. That is a 14.
14. With the 14, you're kind of looking around. You're like, there's got to be some way roof access here. Just has to be.
The universe
Um,
had a path. The universe shall provide a path. I'm a super spy with a path, with a journey.
And you look over at Harley, who's also kind of looking around. She's pretty confused. And then you look kind of to her left, and you see like these little like ladder rungs that are in the wall next to the door that she's standing in.
As I see it, I'm gonna look.
Fucking find a fucking ladder. I don't.
Oh my god, you're beautiful, and I'm saying it right next to like Harley.
So Harley goes, "Oh, thank
I
you."
knew the universe would bring it together. I knew it, and I'm gonna reach out. And
Harley's like, "What is happening?"
he's gonna. What? What, Harley? Grab the handle of the.
What? Oh, it's a fucking. She turns bright red and she's like, "Oh," and she starts like climbing as fast as she can.
How much
Just
of
bum
this
rush
do we
fast.
see?
He's gonna try and hug the ladder as much as he can. Thank you.
Harley kind of like moves by you, and she like climbs up first as you're like having your moment with the ladder. Dom, Olga, and
So weird.
Sammy, you guys see both Red and Harley start to kind of climb up. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna go ahead and put my gun away on my side. I'm gonna pull out a rope from my backpack because I'm a nut who keeps all this military stuff with him, and I'm going to tie. I'm gonna actually tie it to the chair. I'm also gonna go into my bag. I'm gonna pull out a prosthetic leg for McCoy, and I'm gonna attach it to him.
No.
I'm so sorry, but what I'm finna do is I'm gonna get the rope. I'm gonna get one end on the wheelchair, the other end on McCoy. I am gonna climb myself up,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna try to tie that to something and pull McCoy, like help McCoy pull himself up, because he can walk a little bit on the rungs,
Mhm.
and then pull the wheelchair up afterwards. So that is what I'm gonna do. But I will let everybody else go before me as I'm tying my knots.
Okay. Olga and Sammy, you guys see kind of Dom like sit down, pull out some like rope and pull out this like little like dog prosthetic leg, and attach it to McCoy, his trusty German Shepherd, and kind of start tying these knots to his wheelchair to McCoy, kind of like making like a little like basket, rope basket. Olga, what do you do?
I look at the Tom, I look at McCoy, and I say, "Want me to just carry him?" You can finish if you want. I like keep handle.
We don't need no
over.
one to carry us. Thank you kindly, ma'am.
Okay, I just woke up.
And McCoy even kind of like huffs at you.
I know. We're handy capable, boy. We're handy capable.
Sammy's gonna stay at the bottom and like look through the other areas sneakily to make sure that it's not her parents, and also to make sure that Dom can have his wheelchair upstairs.
Do you leave the door open or do you close it? The
I
window you just
close it.
Close it. You move to the next one. This one is also open, and you look in and it's empty. But in this one, you do see blood. You see maybe it looks like maybe some like organs or internal organs and viscera kind of piled in certain areas. And you do see that like the in the front, kind of where like the where you watch the game, like the little like glass banister has been shattered on this side, and there's like little bits of glass that are kind of like in the front row.
And that's not my parents' box. That's
No, the one the box that they would typically be in was the one that was open with that there was
They
some
were eating
people inside.
people.
But none of the creatures that were eating the people looked like my parents.
From what you
didn't look.
saw, you could not tell. I mean, it was like I said, it didn't look like something your dad would wear. It was a male figure that you could see, and it didn't have your mother's hair, but you could hear that there was more than one infected inside.
Okay, so with that door being closed, the second one being checked, so long as like Dom is making his way up and McCoy is making his way up, I will keep searching the other boxes stealthily in hopes that they went to a different box.
Okay. Olga makes her way up with Red and Harley. You make it to the last box, Sammy, and you try and push it open. You're met with resistance. The door doesn't open. You hear like a as you push against it.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Did it sound like... I don't even fucking know. I'm gonna push against it and hope that it fucking opens.
Go ahead and make a strength athletics check.
I mean, Dom and McCoy are like nearby, right?
Yeah, we're right across the way. Dom at this moment is actually standing up, getting ready to pull himself up. But he does look back, kind of like hoping that Sammy was going to go first, noticing that she's still looking for her parents, so he's kind of letting her do her thing.
Okay.
It's a 15.
A 15. With a 15, you're able to kind of start to slowly push it open. It does crack, and as it starts to push open, you do hear a couple of like from inside. You hear they're coming in, and you hear people start to shift around, and you feel something start to push back against you.
Does it sound like my parents' voice?
Roll perception check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Hey.
You hear kind of the voices kind of scattering, and it was a male voice that you kind of heard, and it did not sound like your dad. And then you kind of hear a little bit of a chattering from like, it sounds like maybe there's a few women in there, and you couldn't quite tell. It didn't sound like the way your mom speaks. You're not sure.
I'm gonna say April, August.
What?
April, August.
What? No. Are you looking for someone named April in August?
Yeah.
Is there anyone named April or August in here? I'm sorry, there's no one in here by that name. Are you okay? What's going on out there?
We're fine staying here.
We should stay? Are people coming to help?
They will be.
Make a deception check.
A deception check, you say?
Yeah.
A 19.
19.
Hey.
Wow.
You hear
Starved to death.
The acting.
Okay. We'll stay in here. People are coming. We just have to stay stay here, stay safe. And you hear kind of a little bit of chatter in there as the door is kind of like positioned and rebarricaded.
Back to the ladder.
Noticing that she's probably very just like not happy that she hasn't found her family. Dawn's gonna go ahead and climb up first, and yeah.
Easy enough. You're able to pull yourself up, and then McCoy, they were able to hoist him up kind of right after you, and Sammy, having not found your family, not knowing where they are, Hugh, but knowing that they're not here, whatever that might mean, you make your way up.
Can I like try to pull up my wheelchair or?
Yeah, easy enough.
Oh, cool.
Easy enough. You don't need to roll for that.
I am pretty strong.
You guys all climb up onto this kind of slanted metal roof, kind of like the top of like this overhang of this like top box terrace. It is slanted and it's kind of smooth metal, so you guys are kind of like, as you kind of walk across it, your feet kind of slide a little bit, so you guys kind of have to like really lean and kind of use your hands to keep your balance as you guys move to kind of like the upper kind of peak.
I'm gonna hold on to the rope that McCoy is tied to.
Yeah, and McCoy's having a lot of trouble as his paws are kind of like, and he's like pushing up very slowly, but he is having a lot of trouble with it as there's not a lot of purchase for his paws to really grab onto. So you hear that like metal, like paws scraping on metal sound as he's trying to keep his balance. Harley, you get up to the top kind of first, and then you're followed not too far behind Red, and then Olga, and you guys are standing, looking out over the entire campus. The campus is most of the town of Nakati. You guys look out and you're struck with this sight of absolute carnage and devastation. You hear it seems almost throughout the entire city, screams and shouts and cries of pain and fear and panic. You look down and like little ants moving around, you see just people just running in all directions, weaving through parked cars and running down the middle of the street as it looks like people are abandoning their cars as the streets themselves are just too congested to even drive. You see in certain areas of the parking lots surrounding the stadium billowing black smoke from where it looks like people just tried to force their way and drive through other cars and crashed and causing their cars to ignite and burst into flame. You can smell that burning gasoline smell kind of and mix with the scent, this irony scent of blood. You look down at the football field that you guys were on not too long ago, and you see what looks like most of the players are just either lying dead on the field or consuming who's there. You look into the stands, and the stands are normally this yellow kind of stadium seating is now speckled and splattered with blood everywhere, turning them red instead of their typical gold. And you look out over the campus, and for as far as the eye can see is what you can only be described as a hellscape, all the way until you lose sight of the town, where it disappears into the burning orange and red and yellow and green forest of the foothills that surround the city.
Red takes a moment and he breathes and he looks and he says out loud, I may have to rethink my theory of this being a large prank.
To no one in particular, Harley says, my dad was right.
Right on what?
The head pops up.
And by this time, Dom and Sammy, you guys kind of join as Red and Olga and Harley have had a moment to take this all in. You guys now see what they've seen.
The first thing I'm gonna do is look at the Holtzman Gymnasium, and I'm and I'm gonna see if there looks like to be a clear path from here to over there.
Yeah, you look over a kind of across the parking lot to the east and across the street to the smaller gymnasium, Holtzman Gymnasium, where the wrestling team practices and competes, and the volleyball team and the gymnastics team. You look over, and across these parking lots, it just completely almost like at a full like standstill, almost like completely barricaded with cars, and you see people trying to like move their cars through and just like getting caught and stuck and then having to abandon them. And as they get out of their cars, you see that they're just getting swarmed by what seems like growing numbers of these.
Do I see my pause car?
Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay. They're both a 4 with
4.
yeah, my perception can't be that much greater.
Yeah, with that, you look out and you look to where like the area where he usually parks, and it's just a complete mess down there, where things are just, there's smoke and there's fire and there's people, and there's just so much going on. You can't seem to recognize his particular car.
All right. Well, I'm definitely staring off in that distance, but I kind of nudge my head towards Sammy when I start to speak. I'm just like, so do you know where else your parents might be?
It's a
I thought we were going to Summerington.
We are going to Summerington.
We are. It's just
Your dad's over-
Summerington's a bit of a distance from here, and there's a couple of stops we got to make along the way.
Yeah, your dad's right over there, isn't he?
Yeah, he's down at the gymnasium. Exactly.
Well, we can't.
Stay here.
I'm not gonna leave you to do it on your own. So
Dom looks down and how high are we? And not like how high are we because we smoked earlier with Red.
That's true.
But how high are we up on top of this building?
You guys are about 4 or 5 stories up.
How many
So,
feet?
like,
is that? I'm
So it's
sorry.
about like 50 to 60 feet.
It is? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there a swelling of what we might consider to be zombies down at the bottom?
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's the stands are still packed.
Oh, what about on the rat side, like on the outside of the?
So there's like the side that heads for campus, and there's the side that's like where that road where
the parking lot is.
Rhode Island Road. So that's that big road to the west that heads north south. Rhode Island Road. You kind of look out. There's less. It looks like less. A lower congregation on that side. Concentration is the word I was looking for. There's less concentration, but there is still people.
So like if we go all the way around this rim, just kind of speculating where we could drop from, that's probably the safest.
Potentially.
Possibly.
But possibly.
Fuck.
The roof is. Can we walk on it? We can't. Right?
It's kind of slanted. It is connected all the way around.
Yeah, because it's a stadium. Right?
Yeah. So you could potentially like walk on it, but it is slanted. You think if you tried to travel on it for a while, you might have to make dexterity checks to like keep your balance and not slip.
Okay.
It's pretty steep.
Okay. So there's the stands, the gym. All right.
how bad does
Okay.
the elevator exit
Here's what we do.
where we are?
Sorry, one more time. Sammy?
The elevator exit, the one
Mhm.
that matches where the elevator is, how bad does that one look as far as infected go?
So you kind of look over to that same area. So you guys are kind of on the west side of the stadium.
Sure.
Kind of that long kind of stretch. and the elevator that you guys kind of got off on was like that like southwest corner. You look over there on that side in the stands. It's pretty concentrated. It's there's a lot like actually on the actual field and in the stands. It looks like not a lot of people were able to get away, as maybe like things just got too like backed up and impacted as like people tried to rush out of these small openings. And it looks like there's just bodies piled up in these stands of like very few people look like they got out of this area. But on the opposite side, on the outside of the stadium, it's much lighter.
I really want to. I know I might have to make a couple deck saves, but I want to try to get around to the other side so I'm straight across from the gymnasium and see what it looks like down that side.
Okay. You guys see Dom start to make his way kind of up and around.
Go with Dom.
Dom?
Out on the way.
Dom.
I just want to check something out. That's all.
All right. Does anyone have any? Olga, you work here. Is there like
Yeah.
a ground tunnel?
A tunnel.
Yeah. Well, Dom, why you get ready to like the slide down? Yeah.
Yeah,
Why would
I'm
you
holding
get
on to the
tunnel?
rail as I go around.
Are you carrying McCoy?
No. I left him back over there because I don't think everyone was coming, right? Or
Okay.
maybe I should. That's a really good point. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna untie McCoy.
Okay.
Get the rope back around, tie it back onto him, and attach the middle part to me. I am gonna fold up my wheelchair though and put it on my back as we scoot around this rail.
Okay. And Sammy, you said you're gonna follow with them. Okay.
Harley did.
Oh, Harley. Okay.
I'm,
Sammy, you said too.
I'm waiting to hear what Olga says.
Okay.
I just look at him.
Cute.
Stealthy little potato.
Potato, it's okay.
I look at the potato. Does your potato have worm?
The potato doesn't have worms. We already inspected it.
If there worm anywhere in potato, I throw it your head, then I throw it ground.
Deal. But is there a secret tunnel?
Why would we have tunnel? We have secret
Disneyland
tunnel.
has them.
Who?
Disneyland, you know, the amusement park
What?
with rides and like little teacups. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I don't drink tea.
Okay. McCoy? McCoy's here, right?
I believe he's being dragged with Dom.
All right. I'm gonna. Dom, what do you see over there? Because I have no idea what to say to that.
Will you stop yelling?
We're on a roof.
Dom, go ahead, and Harley and Sammy, everybody make dexterity checks for me to see how well you maintain your balance as you scooch your way around this roof.
I
Wait,
just
what?
rolled a nat 20.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
That's a 15.
15?
Hey.
Nice. Heck yeah. Sammy?
18.
18. Easy enough. You guys being very, very careful. Start to scooch your way around. You're able to make it towards like the very like north tip with that check. Are you guys going to keep continuing, or are you going to stop there?
I'm gonna try to get right over the side though. If we could keep looking over the side, I'm gonna like tell my comrades
Yeah.
if we keep looking over the side to try to find the best place that we could propel down.
Okay. And you hear Red shout to you.
What do you see?
What do we see?
From that perspective, it's a little bit lighter, as this is just like a less congested part of the stands. There's a little grassy area on the north part of the field where like people can like sit in this like little grassy part. There's a black stone M that kind of is on this grassy. People like to sit on this like M during the game. So it's a little bit lighter there, but you do see a couple of like young children who are either being eaten or are eating.
Oh no.
It's a little more clear, but I'd say it's not very kid friendly. I try to whisper across.
Mom's like, we're not children.
If you're going to continue, go ahead and make a second round of dexterity checks to make it to the other side.
That is good. It's a 10.
10,
12.
12,
25.
25. Harley, you are like dressed for this. You got your boots on, and so like you got the grip, and you're just kind of huffing it around. Dom, you're starting to slow down a little bit just because like you've just been using all upper body strength to get you across this, and it's just a more of a workout than even you're usually used to. And Sammy, you're very much not used to this kind of thing. However, with you're pretty nimble for the most part. You slip a couple of times, but with Dom's help and with Harley's help, you guys are able to safely make it across to the other side. So you guys are now kind of on this like northeast kind of like little curve.
And what do we see when we look down towards that direction?
So now you're able to kind of see more like the base. So that's kind of like the side that you guys actually like entered. So like you see like some of those emergency vehicles that you guys kind of like smoke behind and things like that are still sitting there, haven't moved, but you also see just all this carnage. You see some people exiting the stadium and are just getting captured and like snagged as they're leaving, and just like running almost into this like Red Rover of these ravenous people. As people are exiting to trying to get to their cars or find cover somewhere, and they're just not being able to quite make it through.
Are the cars also compact on this street?
Yeah, so like so this parking lot closest to the stadium is a little bit lighter, as that's for like stadium personnel and things like that. So it's not quite as like packed with cars, but like that parking lot that's next to Holtzman Gym, that parking lot is completely full, like all over full. They packed people into this parking lot, and it is absolutely a mess.
Okay, and we haven't seen a fire escape or anything like that along the side, right? Anywhere?
Not here yet. Not from where you guys were.
Okay. But if I were to say drop down the road, it would pretty much go into where the where we were smoking though, like where the emergency vehicles are and stuff. And
Yeah.
that's a little bit more clear of zombies from what we can see.
Slightly, yeah.
Slightly.
You're seeing some people like every so often will trickle out of the stadium in like a sprint to run for it, and you also then see every so often like an infected person that also kind of eking their way out, slowly like leaking out these exits, these exit gates.
Well, I say I turn to Sammy and Harley and I say I think this might be the best place to go down, and then I kind of just grab my phone and I'm seeing if I get any reception.
You check it and no bars.
Fuck.
I also take that as a cue to check my phone and try and send out a text message to my dad.
What do you text to your dad?
Dad, I'll meet you at the bunker.
Dad, I'll meet you. You send that text.
And I love you.
Follow with an I love you. It pops up and then you get a little exclamation point next to both of those messages, as in unable to send.
Okay, let's go down.
All right. I kind of signaled it to everybody to come over here.
Hey, it looks like that's the way.
Okay,
Walk
Olga
over there.
and Red, go ahead and are you guys gonna head over?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make 2 dexterity checks for me.
Boom. First one is a 17.
17. Olga,
I got the 22.
22. Easy enough.
Damn.
You guys are both pretty dexterous. You guys are able to make your way halfway there without any issues. Go ahead and make your second one.
I got 22 again.
22 again.
Really?
Right. Olga was made for this.
I'm just like, and I'm like behind Mr. Potato Man, like he's taking forever.
18.
18. Yeah. You're just, Olga's just slightly a little bit faster than you, but standing behind you. So like You just feel that like gaze of pressure, even though like you're doing perfectly fine.
Like whisper and be like, I should have gone first.
We have to be sure we're safe. You know.
We're on roof.
Okay, yes, but we can slip off roof. It's easy to slip off roof. We can fall off and die on the roof.
And you guys are able to make it over to the rest of the group, looking down
Whoa.
this about 50-foot drop to the ground.
Just a little bit of vertigo. It's okay. It's okay. Don, you sure this is the way?
I mean, I know for a fact that if we go over here, we have a better chance of dropping in without them seeing us from inside, because I know that they were over by the entrance.
Yes.
However, it is safer through physics to go through the building.
Okay, I'll look for building entrance.
Back that way.
Yeah, you look down and you can see a few of like the stadium gate entrances. And every so often you'll see like a couple of people or like infected kind of run out of these like little areas. It's not like a constant flow, but it's like every once in a while it looks like someone's trying to escape about 50 feet below you.
This is just like game we play.
And just a little bit more at stake.
Never played this kind of game.
Yes, Potato Man, you play. I saw you at finish line with the pillars.
Yeah, but not on top of rooftops.
How you play game?
On the ground usually.
Let's go to ground.
Harley just starts moving to get down.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a intelligence check.
Woohoo! 23.
23. You kind of lean over the edge and you see where the overhang slides off. There is a drop, but as you kind of get to the edge, you look and you see that underneath there is fencing. That if you can get to this fencing, you might be able to climb down to the next level down, which then it looks like there are kind of little pillars and outcroppings that you might be able to shimmy your way down, kind of like rock climber style, by putting your hands in between and kind of slide down.
I look at Dom and I say, how are you planning on getting down? Will climb?
Yep. And then I finish tying up the wheelchair. I take the wheelchair off and I finish tying it up. I say, put McCoy in the basket. We lower it down, right? And then we each just climb down from one at a time.
Maybe one of us goes down before McCoy, just in case, so we can keep him safe.
It's safest if he stays in the wheelchair, which I'll need to make sure I'm lowering it down. That's the best way to get him.
Should I go down first?
Well, no, because you mean just climb without a rope?
Oh, rope. Well, there's a gate that we can climb down.
All right.
Might be loud.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and climb down that? Why don't you go ahead and climb down that, and then I'll let him down this way.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Harley takes a deep breath and is trying to look brave. And she is shitting herself and then starts moving towards the gate.
I'll walk over to the gate and be right by her and look at it.
So basically the way it kind of works is there's the roof hangs down and underneath, so you would have to go under a little bit and get to where there's this overhang, so the roof kind of hangs down like this, and then where this fencing is slightly underneath, so you would have to go under and then about 5 or 10 feet underneath this overhang to get to this gate, this fence, if that makes sense.
So you have to swing from the overhang to grab onto the fence.
Yeah, there's it doesn't quite meet. So if I can illustrate it a little bit better here.
I understand
I
what you're
get
saying.
it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like the way the roof is, it kind of hangs off like this, kind of downward.
Right.
And so like, and then the fence is like here. So that's
Yeah.
where like the actual like building is. So you would have to like get up to here to climb then down. Which is possible, but very difficult.
At this point, Dom's already lowering McCoy over the edge, just trying to get him as low to the ground as possible while still being above like what somebody could jump at. It is tied off behind me as well.
How much rope do you have?
50 feet.
50 feet. Okay.
Well, I'll
Okay.
look at Harley and I'll say, I mean, we can do this. But why don't we just go down rope too?
Rope would be a better idea. And she waits.
So Dom, you start lowering McCoy down, and as you like kind of lift him over the edge, his like eyes are like wide, and he's kind of looking up at you,
Let's go.
concerned.
Let's go. We got this, boy. We practice this all the time in basic. We got this. We got this.
You start to lower him down. He gets about 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. He's about 20 feet off the ground or so. And you said you're gonna keep him above.
I pretty much want to get him so that like because there's cars there. So, and I figure that's like the next tallest thing besides the ground, unless there's like something else. But so I'm trying to lower him down to get on top of one of the cars. So he's like gonna be hovering above one of the cars.
Okay. You start to lower him down. You get him about 5 feet off the ground, and you kind of like start to like angle him to like almost get cover behind these vehicles.
Nice.
And
he's high enough somebody couldn't reach him, right?
Right. He would be like about like where like a van would be, about
cool.
that high. Like something might be able to try and jump up and grab him, but you're kind of like keeping him almost like dangling just above that point.
Cool.
And
all right, I make
just
sure it's
about
tight.
out of rope, so the rope wouldn't quite get you guys all the way to the ground. It gets you like about like 8 feet towards the ground.
And is there a van underneath?
There. If you're kind of shifting them over to that point, there is like an ambulance. Yeah, there's an ambulance that he's kind of like dangling over.
All right. Well, I'm gonna look at everyone and be like, "Be safe. Keep your hand wrapped around it as you go down." And I'm gonna start lowering myself down too.
Okay. You kind of hand over hand start to lower yourself down over the edge. Oh. Okay.
I mean, that's a cool ambulance.
Yeah.
Let me take that again. You start to lower yourself down hand by hand. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Actually, 19.
19. Simple enough. You're able to. It takes a while, and you're getting towards like the bottom where like the rope is kind of dangling, and McCoy is kind of dangling on the edge of this like free hanging rope. Your arms start to shake a little bit, but you're able to make it all the way down, and so you're like about like 3-4 feet hanging above this like ambulance, like the roof of this ambulance.
I'm gonna tell McCoy to jump, boy. Bullseye.
Okay, he's gonna jump. He's gonna make an athletics check.
Yes. Okay, that was better than my athletics check. What is this? Oh, but he doesn't have the addition. All right, so that's gonna be a 16.
16. So with the 16, he kind of leaps out of like the little cradle that you've made for him in the rope, and he lands on the roof of this ambulance.
Good.
And then you were able to kind of lower yourself down and land on it as well.
I'm gonna lower myself down. I'm gonna leave the wheelchair tied though, in case anybody kind of slides down. They'll have that extra bumper. McCoy and I are gonna kind of go a little bit to the side so the wheelchair doesn't fall on us.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to maybe hold it steady.
Okay. Who's next?
Red will make his way down. Yeah.
Okay.
Follow what McCoy did.
Okay, Red.
Right.
Go ahead and make a athletics check.
Do it for Toad. Okay. 16.
16. You again that adrenaline and this goal of getting to your mother and your brother in mind, you're able to slowly make your way down.
Okay.
And you make it to the bottom and you land, get your feet onto the ambulance. Who's next?
Come on. Come on.
Harley, go ahead and make a strength athletics check.
Okay, 9.
9. Okay. You get about
Uh-oh.
20 feet down and you immediately feel your arms just start to burn. And
Okay.
they start to shake. You feel like they're locking up. Make another athletics check.
Yep.
No!
I rolled a nat 1.
Natural one.
No!
But we're below, right?
No!
We're below, right?
You are below her.
Oh! This is gonna
Harley,
hurt real
I
bad.
think she's not trying to do
You-
the gate.
try and steal your nerves and continue back down. And your arms just give. And you slide and you can feel the rope burns. And then you just let go.
Can I try to?
Whoosh, onto the ambulance from 30 feet. You immediately have the wind just knocked out of you as you guys hear a loud metallic doof as she slams into the top of this ambulance. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god.
All right. If it's okay, first thing Dom's gonna do is reach into.
Go ahead and hold that thought. Hold
Okay,
that thought.
absolutely.
I'm gonna look at Sam and be like, so did you want to go next or
And this is where we're gonna take a break.
Oh my god.
We'll be back with you guys in a little bit to find out how this shakes out. Yikes. Thank you. We'll be right back. And we're back. So last we left our group, they had made their way up to the roof of the stadium, and they started to try and rappel down to the ground using a rope that that Dom had. Both McCoy, Dom, and Red were able to make it down safely, but as Harley was making her way down, she lost her grip and fell 30 feet, landing on top of this ambulance, having taken 6 points of bludgeoning damage from falling and making a very loud
Yeah.
sound. And we're back. So, Harley, you just have the wind completely knocked out of you. You slam just kind of completely like full flat onto this like ambulance roof. And it even kind of like dented in a little bit under your weight as you hit. So what do you guys do?
Run to Harley.
You guys are all on the roof of this like little ambulance. So like she you don't have to, you're like right next to you. She like fell right next to you.
I look at Harley.
Mhm.
Oh no, Harley's frozen. And with that expression.
She's so happy to be in pain.
Having a great time.
I'm glad she's
So-
enjoying it.
You know when you're in so much pain that it just feels
Yes.
that sounded weird.
No, here's the thing though. My like usual reaction to like stubbing my toe or like hitting something is
It's
to like
laughing, right?
to laff immediately. Yeah, it's just like laugh out the pain. It's a very weird reaction.
Laugh out the pain.
Like it's
That's
like
what
I'm in horrible pain. And like just like I don't know what it is. It's a weird reaction.
If it's cool, just so we can wait for Rhea, what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna shout out to the other two up there, and I'm gonna go, Sammy, use your baton and roll it around the rope so you can go down like a zip line. That way you won't get
Down 50 feet?
well.
That sounds super reasonable. Absolutely. And I'm not going to do that.
I'm checking to see if Harley's responsive.
We'll see. she's conscious. Definitely had the wind knocked out of her. Did not feel good, but she's conscious.
I'll turn to Olga and say, can you get down quickly? Okay.
You want me to go first?
Yes.
Let them not fall. I will try.
Okay.
Try.
Olga tries to climb down. Okay, go ahead and make athletics check.
Oh my god. If you fall on top of Harley.
I rolled 22.
22.
Hey!
Easy enough. Just you scale straight down onto the roof of this ambulance. Go ahead and make a perception check on your way down. It's okay.
Okay. 17.
17. As you start to scale down, you do see some figures and some of these infected start to make their way towards this ambulance, looking up at you as you start to come down. So they're starting to collect around the base of this ambulance.
Okay, I'm going to say to a lady on ambulance, I'll say, okay, you are not very stealthy this time, but are you living?
Yeah,
I
Harley,
awake.
yeah, you're conscious. You just are in a lot of pain.
Okay. I don't move. I just look at her and go, uh-huh.
Okay, I turn to other people. I say, okay, we have hawks coming towards us.
We
Are we
still gotta combat.
killing? Are we not killing? I do not know where we stand.
All right, we're not killing. We are trying to incapacitate.
Red, we will kill who we have to kill, but first we got to make sure Sammy gets down here alive.
And Sammy, you are at the top, and you see what Olga also saw. You're seeing like they're starting to kind of collect around this ambulance and like reaching up towards your companions that are on the roof of this thing. Can't quite reach as this ambulance is taller than their reach, but they are kind of starting to like know that you guys are up there.
Well, this
Okay.
plan started off well, Dom. Harley?
Yeah. Do you think if we get, does anyone here know how to hotwire a car? I've never actually done it, but I could try.
I feel like that is noisy, and they like the thud of her body hitting car.
How many are
As
here?
good of an
That's a good
idea as
point.
that is, we're not going
Yeah.
to drive it with all these things, people around.
I want to go to edge of ambulance, and
Mm.
can I reach one of them with broom? Can I
Mhm.
like hit one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try hit one with
Yeah.
broom, and I'll look back to Potato Man, not to kill, just to take off head. And I
Actually, well, no, don't kill. Okay, well, fine. Just take. Oh no, don't do anything. Just see if you can break open the window. There might be something we can do inside.
no, and I just try to hit the hawks.
you kind of lean over the edge, and you with your mop just kind of start whacking them as they kind of collect around this ambulance, and like you just like splattering their heads kind of against the ambulance, and like one will fall, but then like another one will kind of clamber up to take its place and kind of like start to fill in the gaps surrounding this ambulance. But you
There
are
might be medical supplies
taking them out
inside.
as they go.
There, we cannot get in.
As soon as Red
though.
says that, I throw him down
Yeah.
my medical kit because I actually have a first aid kit inside the back of my wheelchair. So I throw that down to him.
Okay.
I say,
Yeah.
help her out.
Oh, I think she's fine.
I'm fine.
Then why'd you say we need a medical kit?
Well, I said there might be medical supplies in here. Also, if we hotwire this car and put something.
Oh, you think medical supplies? Maybe an ambulance? Wow, smart potato.
All right, we don't need to be at each other's throats right now. They're already trying to get at ours.
Just more and more.
How
How many do we
surround
see
this
around us?
ambulance.
How many do we
Right
see around
now,
us?
How many are around them?
Right now, there's about 6 or 7 that are like starting to come up, but you can see more kind of jerkily making their way up. They're not moving very quickly because their movements are just so like staggered and like uncoordinated. But you do see just more and more starting to collect.
I'm gonna take my leg off too, and I'm gonna start swatting them away with Olga. I'm gonna take the other side of the vehicle.
The longer we wait here, the more are gonna come. We have to get out.
There are any of the windows open on either side? I ask you two. Is there a window
see?
open?
Their windows are not open.
If there was zombie climbing window.
I'm going over to Dom. Dom, can you smash open this window? I have an idea.
I actually pull out my pocket knife and I say, I think I know what you're thinking. And I stab it into the roof of the car and I slowly can open the top so I can peel back
Better
the
idea.
thing.
Okay.
All right.
Make a
Help him.
athletics check with advantage.
Okay.
I'll let you know that with just a regular knife cutting open the roof of an ambulance, it's
Yeah.
gonna be really hard, but you have advantage.
Let's see what happens.
Adrenaline
right,
does
look-
crazy things.
Yeah, I'm trying to like grab your arm as you like sink it in.
Was it advantage or
It
disadvantage?
was with advantage.
Advantage. Okay, good. Because that's much better. Because with disadvantage, it was a nat 1. With advantage, it was 23.
23. You just with your combat training and the adrenaline that's running through you right now, you're kicking into this like higher gear, and you just slam into this with this like large serrated knife, and you are able to like rip through and cut a very jagged hole, but you are able to make one. Sammy, what are you doing?
How many zombies are there like around them?
They're worth thinning out as Dom was helping to like clear them with Olga, but now that Dom is helping with something else, they're starting to kind of clump up. So there's about like 9, 10, 11, 12.
Can I take the rope and swing the chair? Because sorry, if I'm not like mistaken,
Oh my god.
the chair is attached to this rope.
Mhm.
Correct?
Yes, it is.
Great. I'm gonna swing it at the people on top and just be like, "Hey, catch this and take it off, please."
Okay. You shot that, and you guys see like the like chair is swinging around, kind of all around you guys.
I want to grab. Can I grab? I can't. I want. Wait. It lands above the ambulance, right?
Right. It's like the rope doesn't go long enough for it to like actually like hit the top. It like dangles of like only like 3 feet above it.
So it doesn't reach them.
It does. Well, they like it's so like they're standing on the ambulance, and the
Yeah.
chair itself is like hanging 3 feet above the roof of the ambulance, so like they can obviously grab it. It's just
It's
not
like
like
a
landing.
midsection kind of.
Yeah.
I'll grab it and try to get it off the
Okay.
rope.
Easy enough. You untie it. The chair is now released from the rope. Sammy.
Great. Then I'll call down to Dom and go, can I leave the rope? Do you have another rope?
I might have a backup rope in the bottom, but I'd have to check my bag. I don't know right now.
We have an ambulance, so
Well, hold on untying the rope. Might need to go back up in a second.
I'll stay up here. Keep me posted.
Okay.
Harley gets up groaning and she starts walking around and stabbing the tops of the heads.
All right.
You're able to kind of lean down and kind of start to pick them off slowly but
right.
surely. But
I have an idea, and I
They
pop my
threw-
head up.
they kind of refill the anytime you like make like a little opening, one just kind of refills it as they are just like being attracted to you guys' massive amounts of movement and sound that you guys are making. Go
Speaking-
ahead, Red.
Speaking of movement and sound, I pop my head up and I go, I have a plan. What if we distract all the zombies to come to this particular location while we climb up and go a different route? We could clear some of them that way. Because there's no way to get down from here that I see. And there's no driving through these things.
I understand what you're saying, but it looked pretty crowded on the other side as well.
We have to make a path. We
I
can
also
move this
don't
path-
know if I can physically pull myself up that rope again.
I think look, if we can take this van right here and we charge it through to the other side, we can make it into the gymnasium.
You want to smash into the gymnasium.
I want to smash into the cars to get to the gymnasium. I want to try to hit right through.
I like that idea.
Run him over, it'll be easier to kill him.
You
Sammy,
got it, Harley.
get the rope.
Get the rope. Okay.
Who knows how
I
to
tied a fisherman's knot. You can try to come. We can try to pull it down after you get down.
Yeah, it's just a fisherman's knot.
Does anybody
I'm gonna
know how to
pull it
hotwire?
down. Once I get down, I don't need to like cut it. I don't need to do anything.
Nah, if I tied it correctly, just the right angles of the tugs will be able to get it down.
Great, then I'll come down normally.
So did you guys hear what Harley said?
Does
No.
anyone know how to hot wire?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a tech whiz, but I don't necessarily know how to. I've never actually hotwired a car before.
Yeah, I know.
I'll try.
I'm a philosophy-
Anybody who wants to can make a intelligence check to see if they might know.
I might, because I have survivalist.
I would say Harley, make your intelligence check with advantage because you might.
Oh, thank God. That's another nat one. Woo!
What's happening?
Oh, with advantage.
Oh God.
I got a
17
19.
Advantage.
19. What did you get with advantage, Harley?
17 plus my survival.
Mhm.
Look at that.
Your
Oh.
survival's-
Shit, hell yeah. 24.
Yeah. Harley, you've done this before. Your
Ah,
dad and you have practiced on your crappy truck at home about 2-3 dozen times.
Okay, that makes sense.
Dom, you have done similar types of work before, especially with your like mechanical background. So like you could definitely, you feel like you can make a mech check if you
All
needed
right.
to.
All right.
You guys
Well,
feel like to combine together, you could probably do it.
All right. Red, watch the rope. Don't tug it till she gets down, and then just call me when she gets down, buddy.
I'm gonna look for supplies actually.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in before he even gives me an answer. Just-
Yeah,
Harley, are you coming in with me or no?
I'm coming in.
My mech check is gonna be a 26.
26. You and Harley together kind of climb into the cab as Red kind of like climbs into the like back of the ambulance. You guys pop out the steering wheel, kind of exposing the wires, and you guys are able to together work through and boom, the ambulance engine
Yes!
revs.
And high
as the
five
engine
Dom.
comes alive.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah.
Not stealthy at all.
And Olga, you feel the ambulance start to rev and vibrate as it turns on, as you're standing on the roof.
Okay, I will crouch down by hole.
Okay.
I'm gonna poke my head and I say, "This is not stealthy."
Okay.
Can you hand me my backpack, please?
Is it on the roof?
It's attached to the wheelchair. It's all
I'll
attached.
throw it in there.
Cool. Thank you.
You don't want chair?
Oh, it's attached. It's why did you detach it? Yes, I want the chair.
Oh, does chair fit in hole?
You just gotta close it. Just go ahead and push it together. And yeah, right. Pretty easy. I know. Wheelchairs,
get it
they
eventually.
fold like books. They kind of fold like books.
Oh, you sit in book.
How you doing, Sammy?
I
Sammy,
think
how are you doing?
Yeah, Sammy, what are you doing?
I said I was gonna try to make it down normally and wait
Okay.
to pull the rope.
Okay. You're gonna try and scale down?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Okay. That's a natural 20, baby.
Natural 20.
Hey.
You take a moment to find that center of like, no, I can do anything I set my mind to. I've done it. Anything I've set my mind to, I've always been able to do.
Absolutely.
And climbing a rope is no different.
Duh.
And you move your way down very quickly and very briskly, almost surprising you, Olga, about how like she like just kind of comes down super quickly, almost as fast as you did, and just and she is on the roof of the ambulance before you guys know it.
Okay, you ready for Deathmobile? I give her hand and hold.
Yeah.
Sammy, try to pull it to the left.
I pull it to the left.
Okay.
Oh,
Does the rope come undone?
Make a dexterity check. Sammy.
Oh no, it's
A what? 14? The rope falls onto the it falls onto the parking lot ground.
I just peek my head out. I go, you amaze me more every day. Now I think we gotta go.
And then I say to Red, can you look for an ice pack or something, please?
Yes, you want to.
Yes, Red, you're in the back.
Red's looking for any kind of like specifically like kill any kind of bacteria, anything like that, to take care of worms or fungus,
Mhm.
anything that he might be able to concoct. Also, probably morphine. But probably just everything he can grab, he's grabbing.
Okay. Make an make
that one.
I'm trying to think because you're looking to see if you can find it, not to see if you know what it is, because you know what they are. You know what you're looking for. It's just a question of whether you find it or not.
Right. But I'm also just gonna take everything. So
Okay. I would say then go ahead. If you're just gonna snag everything and
Yeah.
like I would say you're not looking for anything specific. You're just kind of like being like, I'm gonna grab that. I'm gonna grab
I'll
that.
sort it later at this point because I know they're about to ram this car into this building.
Okay, then roll a medicine check to see what you would prioritize, I guess.
Awesome. And I do want to put them in my bag like as safely as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Any of the fragile shit I'll put in something. Oh, it's not a bad roll. I'm rolling what again?
Medicine with advantage
Yes.
because you are using your encapsulate feat.
Oh, I can get better than that. Can I? Oh, I got 17 twice. Okay. So that is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Yeah, you very first and foremost you find like you said the pain meds, the morphine. You find obviously in an ambulance that's where you also find like quite a few of like anesthetics, local and like full anesthetics for like numbing and things like that, especially like in transit to get people to like not move around. You definitely find a lot of antibiotics. You find some antivirals. You find bags of saline solution. I would say I'll give you a detailed list about how much of each of this you get.
Gotcha.
You definitely find like lots of gauze and bandages, a med kit with like stitching equipment. So you would have like a second healer's kit
So handy.
available to you. So that could be something very useful. Yeah, you find with a 20, dirty 20, you find a lot of useful supplies.
Yeah. And
Something you don't find though is you don't find a whole bunch of parasite like medicine, as that's not usually an emergency type of thing.
Right. And like nothing like no anti-venom or anti-poisoning.
Unfortunately, you don't find any anti-venom, and you would know that those things are just so rare in this area in the
Right.
in southern Ohio. Like poisonous snakes don't happen a lot. Not that they don't have them, it's just not
Right.
as
But they're like in
frequent.
special locations. So.
Yeah, they're very specific places and not on like an ambulance.
Did I find like one of those like shake to cool kind of like
Yes, you find cold. Yeah, these like little like pop cold packs. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I pop one and I like move it around to make sure it's like cold. And then I Riley, before we head off, be sure your body's okay. He hands her the ice pack.
Harley. Thank you.
Oh,
I put it on my back.
what did I say? Riley?
Yeah.
My name is Harley. She says.
Her name is like Harley. Like,
Yeah. How dare you?
yeah.
I'll look at him,
We're
be
going
like,
through a lot together.
"Do you have worm?"
I'm a little disoriented from everything that's about to happen, and it has happened.
So we're driving this baby.
So Olga and McCoy are still on the roof.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna bring
Oh,
McCoy.
yeah.
Olga,
Bring
can you
him
pass
in.
me McCoy?
You're sure he don't want to do on his own?
I just don't want him to cut himself on the metal.
Okay, I carry him. Yeah, I said I would.
Yeah, just hold his back feet. Hold his back feet.
I'm sorry. What do you want from me?
Lift up his back feet, and I'm gonna grab his front feet, and we're gonna get him into the van.
Okay.
You guys,
Hold on, back feet.
yeah, you lift like his bottom, like his like haunches up,
Yeah.
and like Dom reaches his arms up through the hole and grabs like his front legs and kind of just like lowers him in very safely, and you're able to kind of just like tuck him in without him like cutting himself on the
Hey,
jagged
boy.
edge.
Hey, buddy.
Olga,
I'm
do
like
you
on
jump
the
in?
top of the roof, and I'm just like, people are so weird. I cannot help a dog. I help dog. I cannot kill people. I kill people.
Olga, like, come down.
Oh
We have
no, I
places to
made
be,
it.
okay? Like, come down.
I did not choose good warriors.
I turn to Harley and I say, Harley, you're named after a motorcycle. You can drive, right?
Harley's in the front seat. She's already buckled down. She says,
I'll go
"Olga, if you
down.
don't get into this ambulance right now, I am taking off without you."
Yeah.
I get down and I'm like, I do not like idea of her driving.
Olga, as you start to climb into this ambulance, you start to hear this sound. You hear and as you kind of look up, Harley and Sammy and Dom, you guys start to hear it as well. And Red, inside the kind of back of the ambulance, eventually you start to hear. And overhead, you guys see two military helicopters fly over the town, over the city, past you. Olga, you watch them fly overhead, going out and over you guys, and out, kind of out towards the like west side of town, southwest.
Oh my gosh, I start going through my stuff immediately looking for my flare gun.
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check to see if you can.
I can
find it
turn
fast enough.
on the ambulance sign.
Don't turn on the ambulance.
I can do that.
Don't.
Don't
No.
do it.
It'll get their attention.
It'll get
Listen to
everyone's attention.
unstealthy man. Don't put
They
on
already
light.
know we're here. What if they're just the lights? No, well,
We're not gonna.
What was your sleight of hand check?
17.
17. You were able to reach right in, you know right where it is. You find it, and you have your flare gun.
Cool. I shoot it up, not at them, but like towards their direction that they're going, so that it kind of like hopefully gets in their sights. Cool. Yeah, and I just kind of stick my head out and shoot it.
Olga, a flare flies by you up into the air, and you see it streak over, kind of over like the stadium, almost like it's looping
I
in.
said, I don't care who is driving. You need to drive now. We need to leave.
And after a moment, it goes poof, and explodes into this glowing flash of red, kind of over the stadium. And after a moment, you just see, it doesn't seem like they don't stop, they don't turn around, they just continue heading out to the southwest. Harley, make a survival check with advantage.
Hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, good. 25.
25.
Woo!
You think for a moment of where they could possibly be going, that direction. And then you remember the water treatment facility is on the southwest part of town at the edge. And you remember that's where your parents were going.
We gotta go that way. I say, what's the plan, guys? Are we gonna get your parents? Because I have to get mine.
The
The
plan
military
is to
headed that
drive
way.
now.
Drive into the
Military
gym.
Parents are.
Dom,
Go.
punch it.
To where?
Do you know how to
Towards the
drive?
gym, and
Drive.
I point to the gym across the street.
I fucking floor it, man.
Okay. As the ambulance is being surrounded and kind of starting to be pushed and moved as these infected are starting to collect around it, you hit the gas and you just lurch forward and knock over like 3 or 4 that are in front of you and just start to drive over the top of them as you take off. Where are you driving to, Harley?
To the gym.
Okay, you're gonna try and get to Holtzman Gym?
Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna need to make a driving check.
Everyone, hold on.
You are not
Oh,
proficient in vehicles, so this is just a straight D20 roll with
Okay.
your dexterity.
Okay. Okay. 17.
Okay.
17. You pull off, kind of heading south, kind of down this side of the stadium, and you are able to kind of hitting and striking a few of these kind of infected that kind of run up towards the ambulance as you guys are kind of blazing by, just kind of knocking them and splatting them over. And you kind of then whip the ambulance around to kind of try and come up and around back onto the street. And there's a big collection of cars that are kind of just like all kind of stuck and stalled in that area. And you kind of slam into one of them and it kind of slides out of the way and you're able to like scrape your way through. The ambulance takes 5 points of damage. This ambulance has 20 HP. So if it takes 120 HP, it will break, and we'll resolve that when or if it happens.
Cool.
So you slam into it. So you're able to kind of push off towards the actual road. Go ahead and make another driving check for me.
Oh, that is still a
Hold
17.
on.
17.
I rerolled the same thing, yeah.
You just pedal to the floor, just pushing through. The ambulance takes another 10 points of damage.
About 5 points left.
As you guys are just trying to just plow your way through. It is starting to Red, you're in the back and you're kind of getting tossed around and you're trying to hold on, and the back door swings open as the kind of main cabin is getting kind of dented in and the doors are just kind of get sheared and unlatched to each other. So the back door is kind of flying open loosely as you guys are just trying to push your way through. Are you gonna continue, or are you gonna try and make a
Y'all
different-
talk to me. Where am I going?
Freeze back here. Just keep going.
Can you get through the doors?
I'm gonna pull the door.
Go through the
I'm
doors.
gonna go through the doors.
I'm just like wide-eyed and just like,
Okay.
I cannot believe.
One more drive check. You guys are going to make one more driving check as you're approaching the gym, the Holtzman
I'm not
gym.
holding on.
So go ahead and make another
Red's
drive
going
check,
to-
Harley.
I have one hand
18.
here.
18.
Red's gonna pull out the potato.
Red's holding on to the potato. Sammy, you're trying to hold on and hold this door shut. Harley, you just continue to push through, and you're able to break through a little gap, and you just charge forward.
Yeah.
And what you don't see is a few small holes that are in front of the doors.
Fuck.
And you hit, and it causes the ambulance to go onto two wheels on one side.
Oh, hold on, everybody.
And it takes 8 points of damage. And the ambulance flips onto its side, hits the ground, and skids into the front doors of Holtzman gymnasium. And you crash in. Everybody make dexterity saving throws for me,
Yes.
including McCoy.
I just rolled a nat 20.
Nat 20,
Hey.
12.
12.
So, sorry, 17.
17.
Dex save, sorry, right?
Mhm.
All right. Oh, that's a nat 20 from McCoy.
Nat 20. Okay.
And that's
Dex a disadvantage for Dom.
okay.
I got 22.
22.
Hey.
All right, that's gonna be a 5.
5. Anybody that rolled below a 15. So who would that be? Sammy? Dom? Okay.
Damn it, Sammy.
You guys
Love
take
birds.
6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
Anybody else takes 3,
Oh.
half that. As you guys crash into the gym, and Sammy, you are holding onto the back doors. As the ambulance flips onto its side and slams into the ground, you are thrown out. As the ambulance hits into the gym, the wall, you hit into the windshield and it pops out and you slide out. Red, you were able to brace yourself and kind of keep yourself leaned up against the wall just ever so slightly so you weren't kind of thrown so hard. Olga, you also kind of were able to hold out yourself, and Harley holding on to that wheel, you were able to keep yourself from falling forward as both Dom and Sammy have been ejected from the vehicle.
Fuck.
And you guys are in like the lobby of this gymnasium. Sammy's on the ground towards the now crashed through wall. Dom, you're kind of more further into the building.
Okay. Are my prosthetics still on my legs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to
and-
get out immediately.
As you guys are starting to all kind of exit this crash,
Thank you,
and you can
Potato.
smell that familiar scent of burning gasoline as the engine is smoking, and you can hear that familiar kind of engine cooling
Oh,
down,
fuck.
kind of clicking.
I'm actually gonna run back and try to get my wheelchair.
Okay. Olga gets out.
I follow
Sammy
Harley.
I run to find Dom.
Sammy kind of stands up, kind of scrapes across your face, and kind of like a raspberry kind of on your arm where you kind of scraped across the ground. You turn around to see this ambulance on its side, and your companions kind of all climbing out of this wreck as it's starting to smoke. And then you turn behind you, and you see a whole wave of these
Fuck.
infected heading your way, kind of moving through the path that you guys had carved to this location, kind of coming out through and emerging through this sea of cars and making their way to this now wide open building.
Oh,
And that's where we're going to call it a night tonight.
Oh my god!
oh.
I would like to specify Dom has not practiced with his prosthetics very much. Red has seen him practice a bit, but he's a little rickety on them. That's why he's so nervous about not having his chair with him. So
Yeah, well, you guys made it to a new location. We'll see how that turns out next time.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, you made it, guys.
No, we didn't. Everything, it's about to explode.
Maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. Make it
Maybe
work
it'll
for
kill all the
yourself.
zombies.
Yeah, make it work for you guys.
If we don't get caught in the explosion.
yeah.
Hey, these are all questions to be answered in part 3.
3
So,
in 2 rounds.
thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for playing, my wonderful players. We will see you guys on November 29th for part 3 of Zombie U. Z who? That's right, everybody. And remember, no guts, no story. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.